Thank you so much and good morning. I just want to add one little word to the person introducing me, and that is not only faithfully married to his wife, completely in love with his wife. After 40 years of marriage. More in love than ever before. Lovely to be here. And this morning I'll share the word from Exodus chapter 32 as we have read. And so it will be a shorter message than I normally do. And then after that we will talk about the fatherhood movement and how the church could be involved in small groups. And this morning is the morning to sign up for that as well. Friends, we've read the Word of God. Let me just say a short prayer and then we get going. Father God, thank you so much that you decided to love us. Thank you so much for the extent in which you love us. Thank you for Jesus that showed us your heart, complete devotion to us, to make us part of your glorious inheritance. Thank you for that, Lord. And this morning we pray that you will open our hearts so that we can understand who God is, and that we would never sin by minimizing God, but rather be broadened in our understanding of the awesomeness of the living God amongst us. Bless us by your word. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Friends, chapter 32 of Exodus. Obviously, when you want to understand this, you've got to page back a little to chapter 20 of Exodus, where we receive, or Moses, or the Israelites, received the law of God. And then to summarize that, the first law was very, very clear. First law is there's only one God. So you cannot serve any foreign God. God should be enough. You don't need to have anything else to fill your life with completeness, fullness, joy, happiness. God should be enough for everything, enough for your security. Don't try and secure your life with anything else but God. So that was the first law. God is enough. Then there is a second law. The second law says, make no carved image of God. Now what does that mean? That means do not try to manipulate God into your own mold. Now we will come to see how people tend to do this. Don't try to reduce or to redefine God in your mind and in your life, in your practicing of Christian life, by which you manipulate God into your own mode. Don't make God into a God of your own choosing. We must worship God on His terms, not our terms. And friends, let me just pause here before I carry on. When we hear something like this, we tend to hear this as a great principle. But I think we've got to make sure that we gauge our own lives related to that. The quickest way to do this is to think on how we pray. How we pray God down into our own lives. How our prayers are filled with us and our lives for which we seek God's assistance. I think we sin often more in our prayers than anywhere else. Sinning this by transgressing this law of putting God into our mold, praying for us, forgetting God, forgetting other people, as if God is there for us and we are not there for God. Now through the history, people have done this, forcing God into their own molds and onto their own agendas. I unfortunately grew up, well, fortunately because South Africa is beautiful, but unfortunately grew up in a political system in South Africa. And I wish you could understand what happened in our years as a white South African. We attended church more than any other nation as a group of people, the white people of South Africa, more than any other group in the whole world. 70 to 80% of the white people of South Africa would go to church on a Sunday morning in the apartheid years. No one else in the world did that. No one else. And we would pray to the same God, we thought, that you were praying to. But we forced God into our own political concept of understanding segregation, of where white people, a small minority of people, would rule over the majority, thinking that we actually benefiting them by lording it over them. And the whole world understood this as wrong, except us, praying in the church on a Sunday morning, pleading with God, God, we are your people. You have chosen us like no one else to be your people. But you understand now, when you look back in the history, that we've tried to force God on our agenda. People have done this all along in the history. They've written the word of Jesus, the name of Jesus on rifles, fighting wars. We see this now, for instance, in theology in Africa and beyond. The prosperity theology is a massive thing growing across this world, where people put God into a mold that He's never presented Himself into as well. You see this in the charismatic lines often, where people have doctrinally straight-jacketed God, that if you don't have this gift of the Holy Spirit, then you are not a real follower of Jesus, etc., etc. I've gone quite far in this world to try to understand how people see God. And in many, many audiences across this world, I've asked this question: how do you see God? Do you see God as a father? Do you see God as a healer? Do you see God as a servant? Do you see God as a king? Do you see God as an advocate? Do you see all images of God that we get from the Bible? And it was very interesting to find, for instance, that if you ask teenagers, how do you see God, that 90% of them on this list would mark, I see God as a friend. I see God as a friend. Now obviously we know that we must have a personal relationship with God, but it is so dangerous to see God as a friend, because my next question is, and if your friend doesn't do what you want him to do, what do you do with your friend? And it's very clear that they discard the friends that didn't go with them and be with them and think like that. No one keeps an unnasty friend to himself as a friend. And so a dangerous, dangerous perception of God. It's very clear that if people got hurt in their lives, deeply hurt, that they mark, I see God as a healer, because I need a healer. Now you can see that there is a big danger in making God into the one that you need, instead of the one that you serve. And therefore we see this in many ways, and people have written a lot about this. C.S. Lewis writes a book, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, in which he presents Jesus Christ as the lion Aslan. And then when the children hear about this lion, that Jesus now is presented as a lion, of God as a lion, they ask the following about Aslan, this big lion. And they asked Mr. Beaver about this lion. And they said to Mr. Beaver, now, we are afraid of this lion. And then Mr. Beaver laughs and he says, if there's anyone who can appear before Aslan, before this lion, without his knees knocking, they are either braver than most, or they are just silly. Then Lucy, the one daughter, replies, then this lion, God, isn't safe. And then Mr. Beaver laughs. Safe? Who said anything about safe? Of course he isn't safe, but he is good. I ask you this morning, what is your understanding of God? Because humans have tried virtually everything to try to create a low-maintenance God, a God who demands little, but offers everything. Now in my own life, I have to admit that this understanding hit me very, very hard. Me and my wife, we lost our first child. She was born with a heart defect, and she died at home about 6 weeks later. Then we lost our second child. After the first child, I could understand that I had to redirect my life, orientate my life around God, and that God must not only be first in your life, must be everything and that there is a massive difference between first and everything. God must be everything in your life, and with clear, focused devotion, I serve God. 1 year later, we buried our second child. It was a massive knock for me. I was in the doldrums. I struggled to believe in God. I didn't know who God was. After all the years of theological training, I basically could not understand that God. With a massive, massive struggle in that God, the only way that it was clear for me was that God put an ultimatum to me. And He said, I want you to decide now whether you want to follow me, even if I take 50 of your children back to me. Will you still follow me? So the question was very clear. Are you prepared to follow a God even though you would get nothing from this God? So that the God would not be on your demand, but are you prepared to follow the God for whom He is? For whom He is. Wasn't an easy decision. By God's grace, I made the decision to follow a God irrespective of what I get from Him. Follow Him for who He is. You see, the problem here with Israel was the following. They wanted to follow Yahweh. If we read further, then we see, for instance, in verse 4 and verse 5, we read the following. They say that these are our gods. And now they take their jewelry, and Aaron molds this into a calf, and now they're standing with something that they can at least understand, perceive, and hold, and comprehend. And so they have minimized God into this, but then they don't say, we now choose between the living God Yahweh and choose for this calf. There's no demand like this, there's no choice. They say, no, we want to follow Yahweh, but we want to follow Yahweh in this way. They say, they did the next day, they did a festival, and they say, let us offer to the Lord, not to the calf, to the Lord, and sacrifice burnt offerings and have fellowship offerings in honor of the Lord, not the calf. So what they did was they tried to understand God, to find a God that they can see, that they can manipulate, that would come to their agenda, and then follow this God. And this was their big sin. Following Yahweh, but on their own terms. A manageable deity. They wanted to get God to support their own plans and their own dreams. Now I want to show you a few slides here so that we can understand how easily it can happen with us. My ministry over many years with people across many nations found the following. That people understand that life is about me. My life. And in this life, I need God. And God's kingdom must be part of my life. It's almost as if you can see in their faith that they have built a certain room for God, a unit for God, a self-catering unit for God in their own house. You don't want to live without God, because God needs to take care when you need Him. But people's understanding that life is about God's kingdom, where they have to fit in, is extremely limited. Also amongst Christians. Let me be very practical about this. We are training fatherhood and motherhood. Asking fathers what fathers are supposed to do. The first answer also yesterday here in the Philippines is fathers are providers. These are Christians answering this. You would expect Christians to think completely different. To say the first thing is that, to say something like the following, the first thing is that fathers should train and demonstrate to children how they have surrendered their lives to the kingdom of God. You don't hear an answer amongst Christians. You ask them, so what has the father to teach the children? You would expect that they would say, to teach the children that life is not about us, but life is about God, and that we have to find our assignment on God's mission. And not only teach your children, study hard, be successful, and all of these things that the worldly people teach the children as well. So I don't see much difference between the Christian life and the life of an unbeliever. That's why I've come to the statement. We do not have Christian homes. We have homes in which Christians live. That is a massive difference. So they call themselves Christians, but their life pattern is not Christian. Because the life pattern which is Christian is a life pattern where everyone is completely surrendered to God's mission. So what they go do every day when dad goes to work, he goes to complete God's mission in his work, and the children go to school and they complete God's mission in the school, and everyone is a missionary all the time. And anyone who does not believe that is simply minimizing God and manipulating Him into their own agenda. Because God is never supposed to be on our agenda. We are supposed to be on His agenda. This is the biggest transformation that needs to happen in homes in this world. People getting out of the cultural agenda onto God's agenda. Talking about culture, I think we need to train our children that we are born in a specific culture, the Philippine culture or the Filipino culture as you are born in. I'm born in the South African culture. But that doesn't mean that I belong to that culture. I belong to another citizenship. I'm born from above. I'm born into the kingdom of God. And that means that the church people are a counterculture. They live according to a different pattern than the pattern of the world. Extremely different. Extremely different in everything that they do. The values are different. The focus is different. The identity is different. Everything is simply completely different. To train the children that from day one, we don't think like the world, we don't speak like the world, because we are not from the world, because we are born from above. We are kingdom people. We are heaven people, bringing heaven to earth. This is how radical followership of God is supposed to be. This is what is happening in Israel right now, because they're trying to force God on their agenda and not stay or be on God's agenda. So many times we force God to attend to our needs. I've done this research in more than 100 countries with pastors of more than 100 countries, asking them the following question: how do you spend your time? How do you spend your energy? What I actually literally do is I give them a piece of paper and I ask them, can you tear off the piece of paper? How much energy do you spend on each of these things? So for instance, the first one, they say to keep the members of the church happy, and then they tear it off. I'm sorry, I'm going to do this now with this paper. And then they say, this is how much energy I spend to keep the members of my church happy. Then the next one, how much energy do you spend to just keep Sunday service going? And then they tear off another 20%. And then this is gone. Then 70% of their energy is gone. Now they have to divide the rest of their energy on the following: evangelism, 2%, discipleship, 3%, cell groups, 10%, social work, 5%, 1% for family enrichment, and children and youth, about 9%. And this is how they divide their energy. And this is from more than 100 nations of churches of all denominations. Now what is the problem with this, you say? Isn't this a good division of your energy? See, my friends, the church does not exist for itself. The church exists for the world and for the transformation of this world. God sent Jesus to the world, and Jesus sends the church to the world. And therefore the church needs to have the agenda of the world as their first agenda. Every church council meeting should have the 5 biggest problems of the city as the first 5 agenda points of the council meeting. Because the church does not exist for itself. It exists for the world. And those are the problems of the world that we are living in. And the question is, if the pastor has used his time and his energy in this way, there is no energy left for the biggest problems of this world. And if pastors say that 1% of their energy is used to restore family life, while everyone says this is the biggest flaw in society, the demise of family life, then churches are basically ineffective because they have forced God on their agenda instead of being on God's agenda. This world and the problems of the world is God's agenda. And therefore, we need to move to His agenda. Because of this, God became very, very angry. And He said, I want to destroy the stiff-necked people, verse 9. And then Moses said, please, don't look at the people. Look at yourself. Look at your own heart. Look at your heart of compassion. You have chosen us. It's in your heart. Just visit your own heart. God, please don't look at us. Visit your own heart. You know what? This morning and every day of my life, I plead with God and say, God, don't look at me. Please forget the nonsense that I'm doing. Look at your own heart for me. Otherwise, I've got no chance to survive. Look at your own heart. Look at your own good name. Don't allow the Egyptians to taunt the Israelites because of what is happening here in the desert. Look at your good name that you've created amongst the Egyptians in the world. Look at your everlasting covenant and your unbreakable promise. Look at yourself, God. And this is what Moses pled. And then God said, verse 14, the Lord relented and did not bring on His people the disaster He had threatened. God had mercy on them. Why is God asking that we must see God as enough and never force God on our agenda? When you read when God gave the law to Moses in Exodus 20 verse 5, and also at the end of this history in Exodus 32, you read Exodus 34 verse 40. Then we read this, because God is a jealous God. What does this mean? I will have nothing less than your full devotion, and you will have nothing less than all my love. When God calls Himself the jealous God, it means I have married myself with a people. I have this covenant with this people, and with everything in me, I will protect this love covenant that I have with this people. God wants you all, and wants you to have His all exclusively. God as He is, not God as we want Him to be. Therefore the message is, take me as I am, God says. Nothing less, nothing more, and nothing else. And this is the main responsibility of a father when he teaches his children. Life is about God as He is. God and God alone. God bless you. This is the word of God. Then friends, this morning I have been given the request actually to also talk to you about what we are doing in fatherhood training, and my wife will share a little bit of what she is doing in the motherhood training. Let me just give you a very quick few brief descriptions of what is happening with this movement in this world. Since we started this in 2011, God has just blessed us enormously because of the massive need across the world. We started in our own country first, in South Africa, and now it is spread to 65 countries of the world in the short period of 6 years. Some countries, all the denominations, in particular the country Sri Lanka, all the denominations of the nation has come together, and the heads of the denominations have come together to make this the most essential core cause that they will advance or further in the kingdom of God, because of the biggest problem being families in that society. And it is amazing to hear all churches from all denominations preaching on this, training on this, training their people to train others on this, and collectively working together to transform the nation. we trust that within 2 years, we would have trained all the Christian homes, all the families, 60,000 Christian families in that nation. We would train all of them in 2 years so that they can continue to train the families of the unbelievers. Actually, and let me just make this remark, it is fascinating that when I do the training to Muslim families in Cairo, which I've done 3 times already, the interest of this in this training, even though you have to train this in a context where you cannot refer to Jesus, but you can replace the name Jesus with selfless, sacrificial love, the unique attribute of Jesus. And how this transforms nations, places, homes. We've seen this here in your nation, how homes have been completely transformed through this training. Because people understood that to profess God does not necessarily mean that you live God. And that God wants to be lived. He's the way, the truth, and the life. Not only someone to be professed, but to live in practical terms. And therefore, what the movement tries to do is to address the traumatic pandemic situation of the world concerning fatherlessness. I don't have time to tell you in detail the stories, but in that refugee camp, and in that specific hut behind the children there, is where God met me in 2002, and He told me that the biggest problem of the world is fatherlessness, and that I have to do something about this. Because I discovered in those places how the rebel forces literally mutilated, cut, slaughtered human beings, cut young children into pieces in front of their parents. And because of that, God said, I assign you for the rest of your life to address the issue of fatherlessness. At the same time, we used to work in that township, my wife full-time, and I assisted her. And we worked with young people living in those shacks, turned them into choirs, and had all kinds of programs with them. So that this one was when they sang in Atlanta and raised funds for orphans in Africa. And amongst them was a young girl at that stage, 15 years old. And my wife came home and said, can we take Abu Gile to live with us as our child? I could not decide easily, but after 2 weeks allowed her to bring Abu Gile to us. Abu Gile observed our other children, what they would do at night. She would stand at a distance, wave good night, go home, while the other children would come and hug and say good night, Daddy. About 5 weeks into that, Abu Gile was standing next to me one night, and she just opened her arms and she said, good night, Daddy. It was the first time in 15 years of her life that she ever called anyone Daddy. I knew my next sentence would change her life or not. If I say good night, Abu Gile, nothing will change. If I say good night, my daughter, the rest of her life will change dramatically. 5 seconds I've had to make a very important decision. We actually do not need a lot of time to make important decisions. I hugged her and I said good night, my daughter. She became our daughter. She changed our lives. I think we changed her life too. She changed our lives completely. She's part of our family, and she is an amazing person to have in our family. Now, the fatherlessness of the world, I'm reminded of every day of my life. The world is fatherless. My friends, I discovered the statistics of the Philippines. It is absolutely, completely shocking. If you open your eyes to what God sees, it is shocking. And who has the responsibility to do something about it? Everywhere in this world, we can see that what is cried out from the Bible in the last verse of the Old Testament, bring the hearts of the fathers back to the children, and the children to the fathers. Otherwise, I will curse your land. God will curse the land. Where the fathers are not with the children, children with the fathers, the Bible is so clear. And we have to turn the curse of God into a blessing. Because we see the curse of God in the fatherlessness in everywhere. Poverty because of fatherlessness. We hear the statistics. Drug abuse because of fatherlessness. Emotional distress because of fatherlessness. Even academic performance goes down because of fatherlessness. Violence because of fatherlessness. Teenage pregnancy because of fatherlessness. The statistics are clear. But then we need a move. A massive move of God's hand through His people to address this. And then we got to stop in our churches to live by our own agendas, but live by the agenda that God prescribes. It is on God's heart. It is the first thing on God's heart. You can read this also if you don't believe what I'm saying. It's the first thing on God's heart. You go and read Luke chapter 1 verse 17, where John the Baptist is sent to prepare the way for Jesus. And what is he saying? It does not say prepare the way for Jesus. It says prepare the way for Jesus in the following way. By bringing the hearts of the fathers back to the children, and by giving the unrighteous to the wisdom of the righteous. It is first on God's agenda. And it should be first on the agenda of the church right across the world. Therefore, I honestly believe every single church, Christian church in this world, should have as its DNA two things: discipleship and family, and basically those two things are one. Discipleship starting in the family, and progressively on to reach the rest of the world. Anyone who professes anything else than this is not reading the Word of God, I'm sorry to say. But this is so clear. You can read all the New Testament letters as soon as the indicative, by saying what God has given to us, turns into the imperative, what God is asking for us. It says, go and love your wives. Go and take care of your families first. And then He carries on for our responsibility across this world. It is on God's heart. We simply have to do church on God's agenda. Therefore, we train fathers how to bring heaven home. This is our job as fathers, to bring heaven home. What a beautiful and a wonderful responsibility. Now, you cannot bring heaven home unless you bring a home with a great, great atmosphere. Understanding everyone's needs. So we train everyone to understand the needs of every year of a child. Every single year you've got to understand. You've got to understand teenagers, that they think like this. You've got to train them how to influence others with your Christian values from this social construct in the class in which they understand so well. And therefore we train the fathers to bring a happy home factory. We call it happy hormone factory. To create that, because the educationists and the neuroscience now is training us that whenever a leader moves into an environment, the secretion of certain neurotransmitters happen. And therefore we train fathers to bring the happy hormones into the family. That's oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine, and immunoglobulin A, and so on, so that the children would not get fuzzy in their minds because of the stress that fathers give, so that the cortisol is secreted, and they simply cannot study, even though the fathers are shouting at them, study, 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 and get good marks. So we train them so that the fathers can create this happy hormone factory where they can optimize in their performance because of the joy that the father brings, the joy of the Lord that the father brings into the house. The first thing a father has to do is create emotional security by creating the right environment full of selfless, sacrificial love. Then we train them that the fathers and the mothers have different other responsibilities as well. And the responsibilities in specific ages and stages in their lives. The mother would bring intimacy first few years, nurturing care the years after that. Then the father would bring moral authority, understanding of God very early in the life by demonstration. And then the fathers would bring affirmation 6 to 8 years, very important. And then the understanding of identity. Very clear, practical things. How to have identity in the house. How to have your coat of arms in the house. That certain values, our house, live for these values. So that all decisions can be made from the values that they live with. And how everyone would have his right friends. The peer friends, but also mentors and mentees and other people that would support their lives to optimize for the kingdom of God. That is a very short summary of the 3-day training, the 24-hour training that we give to people. I hope you see it is practical, but it is all about the kingdom. How do I live the kingdom of God at home? How do I bring heaven home? weeks ago, 3,200 men for 4 days in training in Madagascar. Everywhere I ask this question, how many of you have been trained in fatherhood? And everywhere I get, less than 1% have ever been trained in fatherhood. So what do? They do exactly like the culture does. We are not supposed to live by the culture of this world. We are supposed to live the kingdom culture. And in the kingdom culture, we need training in kingdom culture. This is not a concept to believe in. This is a concept to live. This is why the word is given. To live. But no one trains us how to live this at home. That's why discipleship is not prevalent in the church. Because it does not start at home. So if the church of Christ must become the salt and the light to transform this world, we need to start right there where the problem is and transform this dramatically so that everyone can see heaven. If you want to find, you go to a Christian home because that is where heaven is seen. Therefore, I encourage you this morning to sign up because the leadership of this church has said that this should be a big priority for this church. And this morning you will have an application form that you can sign up for small groups, and Pastor Ernie will later on come and present this to you. And this morning we encourage you to all sign up. Even if you're just a mother, single parent, household mother, just sign up for this. Because together we've got to study how to live the Word of God in our homes every day of our lives and bring heaven home. Everyone wants heaven, so let us bring heaven home. My wife, I'll give her a few minutes and she will just share how she is training the ladies also, so it's not only the fathers. What we do is we separate the men and the women for one reason. Because if we put them together, the men take the back seat. We don't want them to take the back seat anymore. We first train them separately, then get them together so that they can come to God's design for the family.
Ladies, mother design training was created to bring mothers alongside their husbands so that we can have heaven in the home. Ladies, you will be that for too long we have mothered and fathered our children. And if we want change, we have to be serious about this. And we have to act. And ladies, we will have to support our husbands to be what God designed them to be. And we must discover what God designed us to be as wives and mothers. Displaying the beauty, displaying the dignity and the strength of His female creation. God's design for the family is that the father is the head of the family. And we as mothers, we honor and support him in this role. Because God wants to bless us. God wants husband and wife to be a united couple, to be one. And because He wants godly offspring, He wants children that believe, and He wants to bless us as a family. In His word, we read in Deuteronomy 30 verse 19, He says, I've set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life, that your descendants can live. And therefore, we have to be obedient. We read this morning about how important obedience is. And obedience is our battle plan, ladies. And prayer is our weapon. And I want to urge you to join us in this battle and to bring heaven into your home. So sign up, ladies.
Friends, I have heaven in my house. And all of us can have heaven in our homes. Let's usher heaven in, because this is what God wants. And this is what we pray. Let your kingdom come, your heaven come on earth as it is in heaven. It is possible for all of us. I encourage you to sign up.
The message that Cassie Carstens and Jenny Carstens gave us this morning is a great encouragement for our church members to join a special training. They are undertaking now a 3-day seminar. It started yesterday, today, until tomorrow. Now, since this training was a special training for mentors to train others, it was by invitation only. That is why many of our members were not invited, because we had to give opportunity for the whole Philippine churches. So there were 160 people who joined. About 102 signed up for the men and about 54 for the women. Now, but the beautiful thing is this: after Cassie and Jenny has trained a lot of these mentors, our church, because they were very kind to give us the manual. There is a manual for fathers and there is a manual for mothers. The manual for the father is why the world needs a father. And the manual for the women is mother design. The way God designed mothers, how they are supposed to perform. And if you were to listen carefully to what Jenny has said, Jenny basically said, we must follow God's order. The men are supposed to be the head, and the women are to submit to the women. The women are to submit to men. If I could just quote a Bible verse that really teaches this principle, if you just carefully study, in the Bible there are many passages that teaches men and women, and they are very familiar to us. But I'd like to just especially quote something from 1 Peter. In 1 Peter chapter 3, this is what it says: wives, in the same way, be submissive to your husband, so that those who do not obey the word of God will be won over by your word, by your behavior without words. When they see your behavior and when they see the good reverence that you have for God. For this is the way the women in the past, who hope, the holy women of God, who hope in God, make themselves beautiful by being submissive to their husband, like Sarah, who submitted and who obeyed Abraham and called him her master. The beauty of women should not be outward adornment, such as braiding of hair, wearing of gold apparel, and fine clothes. It should be the inner character, the unfading beauty of a quiet and gentle spirit. Husband, in the same way, be considerate to your wives as you live with them, because they are the weaker partner and heirs together with you of the gracious gift of life. What it is saying is that there are many principles that Cassie and Jenny are teaching. These are not very simple principles, but they are important principles. But as we take time to study, it will really help us. So in our church, we like to encourage the men to join the small group for men, and then the women join the small group for women. So can you just take a few minutes? Can you take a look at the flyer that is inserted in our program sheet today? You will notice we would like to just give a little time for you to please take time to sign up. The demand for you is very little. Okay, first, you just sign up, put your name, your phone number, age, home address, office address, name of your spouse, name of children. The objective is so that as we get several people who would want to join, we can then try to organize some of this small Bible study that is informal. We will select what is the best time and the best place so that it is most convenient for everyone. Okay? And then there are a few choices that you can select. Okay? I would like to join a small group to learn how to be a better father. This training that we are envisioning will take about 10 to 12 times, about 1 to 2 hours, and then over a period of time. So it is not very demanding. And then second, if you want to, I would like to join a small group to learn and later train other fathers. You be better fathers. You can say that. Or I would like to join a small group to learn how to be a better mother. Or I would like to join a small group to learn and later train other mothers to be better mothers. Or I would like to join a small Bible study group. You like to study other books of the Bible, it is also okay. So can you just please take time to sign up? And then just as an incentive to all of us, our church also has produced several sports shirts. Now we have wonderful, the world needs a father, pink color for the women, and then a dark navy blue, the world needs a father for men. Okay, so the first 5 people who sign up, they will get this shirt. Okay? We have a small, medium, large, so depending on your size, we hope everything works out well. Okay, now not all of you will be able to get all the shirt, but those who would like to sign up ahead, we will have this shirt for you. Okay, so can we just be silent now, 2-3 minutes? Can you just please sign up? And then later at the back, we will be standing there. So if you sign up, later at the back, just give it to me. Okay? So remember, we are still going to have second, third service for people to sign up. So we will just wait a few minutes for you to sign up. Okay?